Hello, friends. Today's topic, the email that arrived 5 years too late. A shipping lesson about career drift nobody noticed. Can you recommend someone for the superintendent position? The email arrived at 0812 on Tuesday morning. Nothing unusual, just another recruitment request from management. The operation manager opened the message, leaned back in his chair and started thinking about names. One officer came to his mind immediately. Strong communicator, technically sound, reliable under pressure, leadership material. Then another thought followed. Strange. He should already be a superintendent by now. The manager opened the officer's file. The first promotion recommendation had been written almost 5 years earlier. 5 years! The screen showed the same certificates, the same position, the same rank, the same potential, but not the same opportunity because the opportunity had already passed. Several of them quietly, without announcement, without warning, without drama. And that's what makes career drift dangerously. Nobody notices it while it's happening. In shipping, we pay attention to obvious dangers: heavy weather, congestion, equipment failure, cargo claims, demurrage exposure. But very few people pay attention to drift. Not navigational drift, professional drift. The officer wasn't underperforming. He wasn't incompetent. He wasn't in trouble. In fact, that was the problem. Everything was comfortable. Every year, he said, I will do the advanced course next contract. I will improve my reporting later. I will work on my communication skill after this voyage. It's not urgent. It's not that bad. Those words sound harmless until they are repeated for years. A few hours later, the operation manager received a call from one of the vessel master. The master was frustrated. A junior officer had delayed reporting a small ballast system issue. Nothing major. The vessel remained operational, but the delay caused complication later. The master said, my concern isn't issue. My concern is that he kept telling himself it wasn't serious. The operation manager smiled because he had just spent the morning thinking about the exact same problem. Different solution, same patterns. Humans rarely get into difficulty because of one major mistake. We get into difficulty because we normalize small deviations in operations. It starts with one delayed update, one unchecked assumption, one postponed decision. In career, it starts with one postponed course, one postponed conversation, one postponed application, one postponed opportunity. The problem is not the delay. The problem is when delay becomes identity. When someone starts believing this is just how I work, this is just how I am. Now, let me tell you something I learned after years on the operations side. The biggest career decisions are rarely made during interviews. They are made during ordinary days. A day when you decide to study instead of scroll. The day when you volunteer for responsibility. A day when you ask questions others avoid. The day when you stop accepting average from yourself. Those decisions never makes headline, but they compounds. Just like interest, just like vessel performance, just like reputation. Later that evening, the operation manager replied to the recruitment email, a different name, A younger officer, less experienced, but constantly improving, always learning, always preparing, always raising his standard. The decision wasn't about talent, it's about trajectory. One officer was moving, the other was waiting. And shipping rewards movements, not intention. A vessel can have the best destination in the world, but if the course is never adjusted, it will never arrive. Career works the same way. The danger is not falling, the danger is staying comfortable enough to stop correcting your course. Because by the time drift become visible, years may already be behind you. And unlike fuel, time cannot be bunkered again. So before your next voyage, before your next watch, before your next office shift, ask yourself one question: what have I been telling myself is not that bad? The answer may reveal the next course correction you need to make. And sometimes that single correction changes everything. Thank you.